Hi, this is Jordan, and I'm going to show you how to create a bunch of buttons programmatically without using the interface builder. So this is useful when you want to create a whole lot of buttons and without taking the time to create the connections for each button. If you know what the buttons are going to be used for in advance, this may be the quicker way to do it. In my application, I don't even know how many buttons are going to be needed at runtime. So at design time, I'm going to be able to create a loop that will go for as many times as the user needs to create those buttons. And then they're all going to do basically the same thing. So let's take a look. This is a clean program that I just created. I haven't added anything to the H file. I've only added this code to the M file. And the nib is blank. So, in the application did finish launching procedure, I've got an NS integer for the width of the screen, and this is going to help me position my buttons, and the NS integer for the height of the screen, and I've divided these by certain numbers to make it smaller so that your buttons aren't all the way over at the top. So this way the buttons are more in the middle of the screen. And now we want to loop 5 times, or however many you want, but I'm going to go 5 times to create 5 buttons. And I've got a couple more integers to control the kind of the X. I probably could have called that X position and Y position. That might have been a better name. And those are going to be based on the width and the height of the screen. So each time the loop increments, I is going to increase, and I'm going to multiply I by some number so that the location of the button changes with the loop. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Okay. So now we're going to declare a myButton, an NSButton variable. I'll call it myB. And I'm looking at this text right here. This is no longer really applicable. Delete that. Okay. And now we're going to initialize and allocate your variable. So we're going to allocate it as an NSButton, initialize with frame, and then we're going to make a rect. This is your X position. This is your Y position. Your length here, and or maybe I should say your width and your height of the button. I apologize for my dog barking in the background. We live in Turkey right now, and whenever the call to prayer comes on, she goes crazy and howls at it. Alright, so now we're going to set some button properties. Set title. There's a bunch of properties that you can do, and some of them might even show up here. Set alignment. You can set all kinds of stuff. Set button size, set button type if I wanted to do a different button type. So those are some options you can look at. Okay. Set target as self. Set action. This is kind of the equivalent of dragging your IB action to the IB outlet, or vice versa. So you're going to set the action at selector, and then this is where you're naming your function. This is the name of your function. And then if we look below, I've named a function myBAction, and one important part to note is the colon. If you have a function that does not take arguments, you won't have the colon, therefore it won't be necessary up here. In this case, it does take an argument, it does have a colon, so you need to put this verbatim right up here in that spot. And then finally, we're going to add it to the window. And the code for that is self.window.contentView, add subview, and then myButton. Or, well, the variable name. And then down here, we're going to make a few things in the NS log so that you can see exactly which button was clicked. And you can identify that the computer is differentiating between the different buttons. All right. So something that I've learned is it appears when I get the self window frame size height, when I get this and when I get this, it appears to be getting the dimensions of the entire screen. So I might want to look and figure out how I can just get the dimensions of the window that shows up. But anyway, when we click the button, it shows us that we've got button 215, and then here we've got button 95, so it's able to differentiate each of the different buttons that's being clicked. All right, I hope that helps you in your programming, speed up a little bit. Thanks for watching.